Hello everybody, welcome back to Throttle Grotto. This week, a ton of change is happening here in the shop, and there's two clues up on the shelf behind me. Find out what they are in this episode of Throttle Grotto. Hey everybody, and welcome back. So, if you took a minute and looked at the clues and you're savvy, you may understand what's happening. If not, I'll tell you anyway. So, the seats up there are from the Rally Prius. Those are out. The stock seats are back in. Why is that? Because I decided to trade it in. I decided to get something different, and I'll show you guys what later on in this episode, because I'm literally getting ready to leave to go pick it up. The other clue is up there. I know those may appear to be the back seats, the Mark 7 back seats, but those are the Mark 7 back seats. Those are Mark 6 back seats. Why do I have Mark 6 back seats? I'll show you. Because I got some Mark 6 GTI seats, and I got them really cheap. So they need to be cleaned up. I'm going to come back this afternoon and get out my little carpet cleaner tool and clean these things up. These are going in the Rabbit. Mark 7 seats are coming out. That might give you a clue as to where I'm headed. Alright everybody, so I am in the replacement for the Toyota. I am in the Golf. It's a very similar to a car I used to have, so I'm pretty familiar with it, but it's a 2015 Golf TDI with a DSG transmission, because I sit in traffic a lot. So I love manuals, don't get me wrong, but man, when you're sitting in traffic at least half the time you're driving, it's really nice just to let the car do the work for you. So give you guys just a little tour of the interior here. It's surprisingly, for those of you guys that are into Mark 1s, it's surprisingly similar in some respects to a early Rabbit. It's got the dual gauges, silver panel in the center. It reminds me a lot of the 75 as like you got the two gauges and the silver panel, and for some reason, you know, it's just, if you see the dash panel in a 75, it's literally the same. Two gauges, silver panel that goes all the way across the center with the radio in it. So yeah, it's kind of cool that there's a little bit of a throwback to it, but maybe not. Maybe that's not how they designed it. I don't know. But this one has a lighting package, so it's got the lighted doors, and then footwell lights. Everything's LED inside. It's got LED adaptive, or not LED, HID lights in the front that are adaptive, fog lights, but it's stock. There's nothing done to it, which is okay. I will probably end up doing some stuff to it. I know those Golf seats are going to go in here because they're for a four-door, and then I'll just give you guys a quick walk around, and then I got to get back to the shop and start getting some stuff done. All right, back in the shop. I'm going to take a look at these GTI seats that I picked up here. They're disgusting. I got them fairly inexpensively, but like you can see, this one's been soiled with who knows what. So we've had this little spot cleaner that we've had laying around for a while. I'm going to give it a shot and see how clean I can get it while the good old dog here is supervising. It's actually doing a pretty amazing job. I don't know, it's wet, but it seems like it's pulling everything out of the. I don't know if it hasn't really gotten. We'll take a look at the water that's come out of here later, but I'm going to keep scrubbing on this and see if I can get these things cleaned up. So I started with the passenger seat, and it came out pretty good. I'm fairly pleased with how this one turned out. The driver's seat is the one I'm skeptical on, let's say. Let me show you this one. Back is in pretty good shape, but like you can see, there's like matted dirt down in here. In the cushion where it meets. I mean, obviously water had sat in this seat for a while. It looks like someone had wiped their hands. If I do this, well, yesterday when I did this, I got dirt all over my hands. So we'll use this. We've seen the before. Now we'll see where we get with this. Figured I'd show you guys a quick side-by-side of the back seat that I'm working on right now. You can see this is the half I've done. This is the half that's not cleaned yet. So, man, what a great little machine. I'm going to finish up all the seats, and then I'll show you the results here in a few minutes. Alright, so before I show you these seats, I want to make sure you guys knew it's the Bissell SpotClean Pro is what I used. It came with cleaning solution, it came with a wand, it came with everything you need. Just basically plug in and start scrubbing with the exception of some hot water. But, wow, you guys saw the before pictures. Look at the after. That's pretty impressive for a little handheld machine. Basically, it's portable. You can take it with you. You can use it. I'd say if you don't have one of those and you like to keep stuff clean, pick one of those tools up because it's totally worth it. So, why did I buy these seats? Ultimately, the seats that were installed in the Rabbit were 4-door seats. They don't tilt forward. I can't get into the back, no matter how hard I try. I can't get into the back of this car without going through the hatch. Not acceptable. Plus, picked up that 4-door Golf, so now I have a 4-door Mark 7 Golf to put those seats into. Yes, I took the seat bottom apart, but the seat bottom's pretty easy to come by. It's the front seats that are really hard to get. So plan is to retrofit these seats that are in the Rabbit right now with some seat heaters, because my car has heated seats, and then I will install them into the Mark 7. The Mark 6 seats, once they're dry, which probably take a few days in this weather, once they're dry, are going to go into the Rabbit. So visually it's going to be nearly the same. There's not much difference between the seats. So should actually match the door panels pretty well, and it does. Pattern's a little bit different, but bottom line is I got a 2-door set of seats really cheap. I put about 3 hours of cleaning into these things, and they came out looking nearly new. So that's great success for today. I was concerned when I saw that these seats were that dirty, but they came out good enough. I think they look great. Plus, these seats are heated seats, so I can actually wire them up with switches and have heated seats in the Rabbit. I know it's one of those little silly things, but why not? So that's all the time I have for today. I've got a machine I got to clean up, and that's it. That's all the time I have for today. Tomorrow I'm going to be out here working on some other stuff. I've got some work to do on the 83 GTI tomorrow, and that's going to be the second half of this episode, is updates on the 83 GTI. So till tomorrow. And just in case you guys wanted to see the water that was in this tank, it's pretty gross. So all that came out of those seats, which I'm glad it came out. Okay, everybody, so today I decided to work in the shop, I guess without a camera. Basically, I forgot to turn it on, and then missed a whole bunch of stuff, and then just decided to finish the day, not worrying about filming, but I'd catch you guys up, since I already showed you guys cleaning the seats and stuff. But I figured I'd at least catch you guys up as to where I finished up today after kind of working out here for most of the afternoon. So I have the Mark 6 seats are now in the car. Mark 6, Mark 5, and Mark 7. I guess I could have said 5, 6, 7. But all three of those platforms share the same bolt pattern. So if you get one seat, you can kind of swap them out, which is nice. And now I have tilt so that I can actually get into the back of the car, so which is pretty sweet. So they're not 100% dry yet, but they're like damp to the touch, so a couple more days of drying out in the shop and they'll be good to go. So I'm super happy with how those turned out. I can start working on the back seat at some point, but I've got so many other things in front of working on the back seat. And then I'll show you what else I worked on. I worked on trying to get the timing belt installed. I have all the stuff to do it with the exception of a lower timing cover. So I've got to find one of those, and then I can put the lower pulley on after I put the timing cover on and set the crank timing. Cam timing's already set. I got my new shiny polished radiator in, so just waiting on the intercooler so then I can start building mounts for that stuff. So hopefully that stuff will go smoothly. But like I said, I'm still waiting on a few things. So those are the parts I need first of all the other things that I need. I still need a set of cabriolet turn signal harnesses. I still need to do fuel lines. I still need to do brake lines. I still need to... the list just keeps getting longer every time I think about it. So, confession time, I'm not going to make the Worthersee trip. I really, really, really wanted to do that, but there's just so many things that I have to get done in this car to make it safe to drive before the deadline for Worthersee. I really wanted to do it. I wanted to be able to take you guys over, cruise around, with being able to show you guys that show and take this car. It's not off the table, but for 2018, I can't make it happen. So 2019 is my goal. It gives me more time to squirrel away some money. It gives me more time to get this done and make it reliable, and just get everything done that I want to get done on it. So unfortunately, I won't be making that trip this year, but I am going to try to make Old School Reunion, which is in June. And it's local, and it's all retro type cars. So that is my big goal for this summer, is to get this car to Old School Reunion, because got to have some kind of goal. And the other news is I'm going to Hooptie-Con in March, so I'm going to bring you guys coverage from Hooptie-Con. If you don't know what Hooptie-Con is, Hooptie-Con is a combination of Radwood. So if you haven't seen Radwood, you got to look up Radwood. It's all 80s and 90s cars. So it's going to be Radwood. It's going to be Concours de Lemons. So if you know anything about Lemons racing, it's going to be Concours de Lemons. Bulletproof. Let's see here, and a 24 Hours of Lemons race at Sonoma Raceway. March 24th in California. So I'm going to head down there for that. I'm going to head down there Friday, and I'm going to try to jam as much coverage as I can in on Saturday, because I have to work on Sunday. So I'm going to fly back Sunday night, get up super early, and drive to work Sunday morning. So look for that coverage in April. I will try to bring you as much cool, old, rad stuff as I can from that show. And I'm going to get a gimbal before then, so hopefully the coverage is better than the SEMA coverage. So, last update that I have for you is the 83 GTI. I got the fuel system all back together, put about a gallon of gas in it, and it leaks from pretty much every junction that I took apart. So I'm going to have to go through the fuel system, take everything apart, clean all the copper washers, and try to get it back together and keep it from leaking, because CIS works at about 80 psi. So anything that isn't perfect will leak. So, but I did hear it sputter and fire, so that's good news. It almost ran, but then the fuel just lost fuel pressure because it was leaking from everywhere. So to wrap it up for this week, new daily driver, new seats for the Rabbit, missing parts under the hood of the Rabbit, and on the 83 GTI, a complete fuel system failure. So it's a mild success because I heard it run and fire, which means everything's working, but I've still got lots of work to do on the fuel system. So that's it. Until next week, thanks for watching. Get out there and work on something.